2026 just started, and it already feels like Hollywood is dropping a Super Bowl trailer lineup. Massive sequels, video game adaptations, Nolan going full Greek mythology in IMAX, Marvel trying to prove itself again, and even a DC horror movie that nobody saw coming. So today, I'm doing what I love most here on Top Z, judging the most anticipated movies of 2026 and separating what looks like a guaranteed hit from what feels like we're all going to pretend this never happened. And yeah, I know we can't cover everything coming out this year, but I picked the big ones, the most talked about, the ones with the most hype, and I'm giving you my honest verdict. This is going to be cinema. This could go wrong. This will start internet wars for months. And before we start, if you're into movies, shows, pop culture, and collective theater meltdowns, subscribe to Top Z because 2026 is going to be the year we live, release to release. 1. Super Mario Galaxy. The hype is real, but the first Mario movie was the kind of blockbuster audiences loved. Critics not so much. And let's be honest, the story was simple, but the fun was there. Now we're getting Super Mario Galaxy, and for a lot of people that's not just another game, it's one of the best games ever made. And that's where the danger is. Galaxy has this magical, almost epic vibe. And if this movie turns into nothing but jokes plus references plus nostalgia, then it'll be like cool but wasted potential. My verdict: it'll be fun, but I doubt it'll be as special as the game. 2. The Bride, Frankenstein. This one looks like weird good cinema. The Frankenstein legend never dies. And now we're getting The Bride, inspired by both the novel and the 1935 classic. And the combo here is what grabs attention. Directed by Maggie Gyllenhaal, Jessie Buckley as the bride, Christian Bale as the monster. This feels like it's going to be heavy, symbolic, uncomfortable. And I love when movies do that without apologizing. My verdict: huge potential. 3. Project Hail Mary. The movie I don't want to watch trailers for this one is dangerous because it's based on an Andy Weir sci-fi novel, the guy who wrote The Martian, and this story works best when you go in blind. The movie has Ryan Gosling, directed by Phil Lord and Chris Miller, people who understand pacing and fun, but trailers for this kind of story are a curse because marketing loves spoiling the surprise like it's no big deal. My verdict: this could be a masterpiece, but if you can, don't watch the trailer. 4. 28 years later, The Bone Temple, a sequel that could surprise the last one split people, but it got praised for bold choices. Now the franchise continues with Nia DaCosta directing, Alex Garland writing, Danny Boyle involved, and Cillian Murphy returning. This could be really good, or it could be that it changed too much and fans will complain situation. My verdict: I'm betting it'll be good. 5. The Odyssey, Christopher Nolan. Genius or pretentious? Nolan adapting the Odyssey is chaos from the start, because he's the guy who does realism that breaks your brain. And now he's taking on Greek mythology, epic fantasy, monsters, gods, destiny. And the cast? A full-on event. Robert Pattinson, Zendaya, Tom Holland, Anne Hathaway, Mia Goth, Charlize Theron. This has 3 possible paths: masterpiece, confusing, great, and everyone hates it just because. My verdict: this will be the biggest debate of the year, and I'll be watching. 6. Disclosure Day. Steven Spielberg. Classic cinema is back. Spielberg going back to sci-fi and the unknown is already enough to get me excited. And it also has John Williams scoring David Koepp, writing from the vibe. It looks like suspense plus spectacle. That Spielberg magic we've been missing. My verdict, I'm very hyped. 7. Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow. DC with real courage? If Superman brought a more hopeful tone, Supergirl looks like it's going the opposite way. It's based on a specific comic, Trauma, Revenge, A Dark Space Journey, directed by Craig Gillespie, Tanya/Cruella, written by Ana Noguera. My verdict, this could prove the new DC will actually feel different. 8. Spider-Man, Brand New Day, finally street level. Again, after No Way Home, Spidey is on the path fans wanted. More alone, more independent, more real responsibility. Now the promise is less multiverse, more real life, and action in real locations. Directed by Destin Daniel Cretton, Shang-Chi. My verdict. This could be Tom Holland's best Spider-Man movie, as long as they don't ruin it in the third act. And look, if you're watching and you're not subscribed, subscribe, because this year we're going to lose our minds together with every trailer and every release. 9. The Adventures of Cliff Booth, Tarantino plus Fincher. This is gold. What happens when Tarantino writes, Fincher directs, Brad Pitt returns as Cliff Booth, and the story is set in 1977? Even if it's not perfect, it'll be at the very least insanely interesting. My verdict, this is an event. 10. Toy Story 5. Pixar. Are you okay? Toy Story 3 felt like the ending. Toy Story 4 divided everyone. And now Toy Story 5 is coming with the premise of toys versus technology/screens. This could turn into an obvious social commentary, or it could be amazing because there's one detail that changes everything. Andrew Stanton is involved. Finding Nemo/Wall-E. My verdict. I'm nervous, but I want to believe. 11. Avengers. Doomsday. Marvel is betting everything. Marvel knows the post-Endgame era has been a roller coaster. So what's the strategy? Bring the Russo brothers back and cast Robert Downey Jr., but as Dr. Doom. That's bold, meta, risky, and it could be incredible or a total mess. My verdict. Feels like 8 movies in one, but I'm not pretending I'm not curious. 12. Clayface, DC Horror. The most different one by far, DC going horror with Clayface is such a wild idea. And that's exactly why I respect it. Body horror. Mike Flanagan writing inspiration from The Fly. Batman TAS, Gothic Gotham vibes. My verdict. This could become an instant cult classic. 13. Avatar, The Legend of Aang animated movie. I want it, but seeing the team as adults has been the dream forever. The voice cast is insane, and the animation mixes 2D with 3D environments. But going straight to streaming could kill the impact. My verdict, I'm watching day one, but I'm cautious. 14. The Devil Wears Prada. 2. This sequel actually makes sense. Now fashion lives through algorithms, content, and social media, and Miranda has to deal with the fall of print magazines. The cast is back. Meryl Streep, Anne Hathaway, Emily Blunt. If it's smart, it could be great. My verdict, it could be amazing, or it could be shallow commentary with memes. 15. Dune Part 3. This isn't a movie, it's an experience. After Dune Part 2, the world finally understood. Now we're getting Dune. Part 3, adapting Dune Messiah. More political, darker, less heroic. Denis Villeneuve is back, and he already said this is his farewell. My verdict, my hype level is impossible to measure. 16. Street Fighter. Good camp for once? This finally looks like an adaptation that understands its own tone. Flashy, exaggerated, ridiculous, but proud of it. My verdict, this could be insanely fun, or it could be legendary cringe. 17. Mortal Kombat. 2. Are we saved? The first one was mid. Now Johnny Cage is here, played by Carl Urban, and that alone is entertainment. My verdict, I'm suspicious, but I want it to work. 18. The Mandalorian and Grogu. Does it justify the big screen? The show has heart, but a movie needs to be bigger than a long episode. Jon Favreau plus Dave Filoni running the whole thing could work, but they need to prove this is a real cinematic experience. My verdict, curious, but demanding. 19. Michael Biopic. The most delicate movie of the year. Michael Jackson on the big screen is automatically a huge event. Casting his nephew is interesting, but the controversies and narrative control part could turn into a problem. My verdict, this could be incredible, or the most criticized movie of the year. 20. The Hunger Games. Sunrise on the Reaping. Haymitch in full tragedy mode. A Haymitch prequel is the perfect recipe for something dark and dramatic, if they do it with real guts. Francis Lawrence returning gives it some confidence. My verdict, this has everything to be good, as long as it's not empty fan service. Seriously, what an insane year. Now I need to hear from you. Which movie are you most hyped for in 2026? Drop it in the comments because I'm reading everything. And of course, leave a like, subscribe to Top Z, because this year we'll have movies to love, movies to hate, and movies that will get the title, What Even Was This? See you in the next one. Peace.